Welcome to another edition of Relaxation and Elongation number 5. I'm your host, Jesse Swear, nationally recognized inclusive fitness trainer, Silver Sneaker Flex instructor. You can find out more about me. Visit my website, www.jesseswear.com. Now, Funkified Maniacs worldwide across the globe, Silver Sneaker members, new members, YouTube subscribers, and their Facebook live streamers. What is relaxation and elongation? It is a slowdown. That's right. It is a slowdown that resets the posture, renews the mind and the body, and restores that functional movement. When I talk functional movement, we talk about moving effectively and efficiently to improve mobility, but also to improve functionality and independence, moving through all 4 different planes: the frontal plane, the postural plane, reaching behind you, the sagittal plane when you cross midline, and that transverse abdominis, or the horizontal plane where you bend, but you keep the head above the heart. Today, relaxation and elongation. It is going to be about relaxation and elongation. It's just number 5 in this series. Now, without further ado, you know who's back. Style, profile, real deal, shake, bake, moving and groove. Nike pant wearing, black shoe rocking, high flying, limousine riding, Silver Sneaker Flex instructor bringing you this edition. Before we start, there's 5 things: lightheadedness, pain, dizziness, discomfort, fatigue, pause, come on back a little bit later. The other thing is the virtual 5. You should always consult your physician before engaging in any physical activity program. By participating in this online exercise with me, you assume all dangerous, hazardous risks of such participation. Exercises demonstrated by the instructor. This online class can be demanding. If you're unable to safely perform these exercises, please modify them. Choose a different set of exercises. Number 2, I can't see you, I can't hear you. Please pay attention to your form and your mechanics. Sit up on the edge of that chair. Tuck the belly, tuck the tailbone, chest out, shoulders up, back and down. Elongate, lengthen that spine. Ears over shoulders, and if you're in the seated or the standing position, your choice as a participant. Toes over knees, knees over hips, hips over shoulders in the standing or seated position. Slight bend in the knees. If you're in the seated position, they're already bent. If you're in the standing position, again, slight bend, and be able to shift your weight right to left and be in control throughout. One more thing, enjoy the journey. Number 3, breathe. Inhalation, exhalation. 4, ready to proceed exertion. It is a 1 through 3 scale on the freeze, relaxation and elongation. 1 being you're ready to go. 2, you're reaching a little farther, you're breathing a little deeper, and you're moving a little smoother. You get to that number 3, well, you're breathing too fast, you're sweating, you're fatigued, and your balance is out of whack. And we don't want to be out of whack. We want to be able to attack this exercise class with success. And there you have it. Number 5, hydrate, 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 and let's get moving, and let's get grooving, and let's get relaxed and elongated. As I drop those hands down, palms going to be down, chest is out, shoulders up, back and down, and I'm going to work on 2 yoga poses right now. It's going to be the cat and the cow. So you can either roll your hands by keeping them to the side. I like to keep mine to the side, especially if you have a wheelchair at home or a lazy boy. You're going to be just rolling forward, and then you're going to just roll back and open up. So as you see, I roll my hands, I open those palms up, I pull the shoulders back, I pull those elbows back and down, and then when I roll forward, I'm circling and I'm turning those wrists and I'm driving those shoulders forward and down. Head stays up. And then when I roll back, I'm kind of opening up. So I'm stretching that chest as well, but I'm getting that back. So really I'm focusing on the back as I do the cat and the cow, or the cow and the cat. Opposite. There you go. And then get your cow, open up, and then the cat. Yeah, you can make that noise if you want. I'll show you the side view of it so you can kind of see what I'm doing from the side angle view. So you kind of open it up, and then I'm just rolling and trying to lift that back. And then I'm pushing that chest out, and then as I roll forward, I'm really just trying to really get that arch of the back as I roll forward. Now, you can do it this way as well. You can put your hands right here. Some of you might prefer this at home, where you take them back and you try to really squeeze those elbows together, where you're trying to really retract them and retract the scapula, and then you roll forward with those elbows, and then you roll back. So each you're going to be a little different. This way, your hands are on the hip, and you get to choose whichever best suits you at home, and then roll back. And I can really feel either way. This way, you're probably going to keep it a little more concise. And when I say a little more concise, is you're not going to be able to drop those hands down and really drive those arms back. So as I take the arms off my hips, I can really float those arms back a little farther and get a more elongated stretch on my lower back. And then as I spin them forward, I can roll my back just a little bit more because I can bend a little farther forward. The goal, though, is to keep that head above the heart if you do go this direction. Now, this way, if you look, I can't bend as far because my shoulders, that glenohumeral joint, it prevents me from going any farther forward, and my hands on my hip prevents me from going any farther forward. So it is a protection for those that might not have that great core strength or lacking in that core strength, or if you want to try to really prevent, make sure that head doesn't go below that heart. Putting those hands on the hip is a good way to do it. And again, make sure you breathe throughout as we now go into the torso stretch. So we're really focused on that back right now, so I'm going to take that right hand and it's just going to really grab onto that chair rest or onto the back side of my glute and my hip. And I'm going to take that left hand and I'm going to put it right on the outside of that right knee, and I'm just going to turn. Do a nice twist, nice turn. And then I'm going to come forward again, keeping that hand, same position on that hip or on that chair leg, wherever you would like it to be. And I'll show you that side angle view in a moment. Right here is going to be that side angle view. So if I was facing you, I'm looking at you right now. I'm just taking that hand, putting it right here, or I'm putting it on that chair, and I'm turning towards you. And get a nice torso, mid-back, lower back stretch. Not necessarily hitting the upper back stretch on this. You can hold that as long as you want. A static holds about 20 seconds. And then you come back to that front. Now if I want to put it on my hip, I just put it on my hip on that right side. And I'm taking that left hand and pushing it here. But you do not want that right leg to move at all. You want to keep that right leg nice and solid, nice and stiff, and it's anchored in. And a nice twist. Then you can look at me from that side view, or you can try to take that head all the way back over that shoulder and follow the turn of the body. And we'll do that one more time. Again, this would be if I'm facing you. I'm doing it on the side right now, so this would be the face, and I'm turning. And I'm getting nice. Stretch. And then I'm coming back to that front. But now I'm going to go to the other side. So the other side would look like and turn. And twist. And then come back to that front. Do the same thing. Grab, grab, turn and twist. Ooh. And then we'll go back to that front. Both hands here again. Taking that left hand, taking that right hand, put it on the left leg outside, and don't lay in. You're not letting the legs come in. You keep them nice and soft, nice firm foundation, and a nice twist and turn. I'll show you that side view next. Side view would look like this on this side. Doing that same thing, grabbing that chair or grabbing that hip, outside that leg, and turn. And you can look over your shoulder. So again, this is just the side view of me being in front of you. There you go. And then back to the center. As you go to the left side, so we're going to that left side. Left hand goes back into the glute or to the chair. Hold that chair. Right hand goes on that left leg and nice and turn and twist. Now you can look at me or you can turn all the way over and look over your shoulder. You get to make that decision. And again, you're really working that lower mid back. You're not working the upper part of the back in between the scapulas. You're working more that lower part of the back. And now what we want to do is come back to that front. Get that hydration if you need that hydration. Let those hands and arms dangle a little bit. Get that blood flowing. And then what we want to do is we want to reach and we want to get a nice stretch of those lats as well. So we want to take that right hand, rest it right here on my right knee. Lift up that left arm, and I'm just going to lift and reach over and get a nice stretch of this lat. And I'm just going to look into that corner. So I'm looking into the corner. There's a corner up there, or you can look and follow your hand as well. And then you just drive that left side down, and then lift up again, and then just really get a nice stretch. So this is really good for like early morning exercise. Gives you a nice good stretch in the morning. And then drop down. Wakes you up a little bit. And it stretches out that back, which gets really tight. And what I say, deconditioned as we begin to age, not only in the upper part of the back where those ligaments get a little overstretched, and then that front of the shoulders, the atrophy sets in as we start getting bound up. Although we're not going to do any chest stretches today, we're just really focusing on getting that nice elongation, feeling that back get stretched, feeling that lat get stretched right now, and nice reach, and then drop that arm down, and then rest it. I feel that neck get stretched a little bit as well. We're going to lift up that right side, drive that elbow into the rib cage. And again, we're going to really focus on that stretch. We're getting the cerebellum right through here, nice stretched out, and you're getting your lat stretched out as well. And you're reaching, you're looking in the corner, or you're following that hand as you drop down. Nice and tall, reach, 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 reach up. Follow that hand, or look into a corner as that hand goes over the head, and you get a nice stretch. Or you can follow the hand like this. And then your whole body goes in that direction, and you should feel that stretch all the way down. And bring it back. And do two more just like that. This morning, or this afternoon, or this evening. So we want to just continue to just work in that nice stretch. It's relaxation, it's elongation. It's not a fast pace. It's not a fast movement. It's a nice stretch. Good. And then bring it back. And rest it down. You need to grab that hydration. Get that hydration. Pay attention to the rate of perceived inertia. And make sure you continue to breathe. And as we shake those hands off again, I'm going to pop those hands up now. Now we're going to just reach straight up above. We're going to try to really elongate and lengthen that spine this morning as we lift those hands way above our head. And we're just going to lift up, push the chest out, pull those shoulders back, and then lift that head. Now, one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to overextend the head where you can't hear me anymore, right? Because now I'm really cutting off my vocal cords. I kind of just want to go to where it is in nice position. So I'm arching my lower back, I'm arching my lower lumbar, and I'm pushing in. So I'm tucking that tailbone all the way up, reach, and push those arms back. Where it's comfortable for you, where you got good range of motion. Now, some of you might not have the same range of motion as me as I turn to the side and I show you this motion because they're both going at the same time. So there is no difference in how we're formulating this, we're doing this. So you go up, 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 reach. There you go. And as you can see, again, what I'm trying to do as I drop down is I'm tucking that tailbone and getting a nice arch. I'm concaving that upper back or should I say I'm convexing that upper back, so there's going to be a slight curvature, and then concaving that lower back as I do this exercise. So the lower back goes in, concave, and the upper back also is almost concaving as well, but it still is in a convex position, which means it rolls out instead of in. And I'm just holding these right now and get a nice breath. And then I'm dropping back down. And I go back to that center and I'll show you the same thing. We're going to go all the way up, reach, push the chest out, pull those arms back, get a nice concave of the lower lumbar, pulling those scapulas back together as well, and you're just kind of really elongating those arms and reaching up. How's that feel? So this hits some of the shoulders as well, although we're really focusing on back today. So drop it down, and I'm going to rest my hands right here on my knees and my thighs, and I'm going to take this right leg, and I'm going to just walk it out so I don't hit the leg rest, and then I'm going to take that left leg, hit the leg rest, and so I'm in a wider position. So I'm in that 10 and the 2 with those legs. I'll try to push my chair back so you can see my toes. And with my hands up now, instead of right here, I'm going to just drop down and get a nice stretch. And I'm going to look up at the screen. And I'm going to push off the ground. I'm going to come back. Nice stretch. Now, if you're at home, you're compromised with that lower extremities. You got spinal cord injury, you got extended stroke, you got spinal bifida, some form of muscular dystrophy. You're just lacking that core strength. Well, then you don't want to go as far, so you would want to just kind of put your hands here on the thighs and then just lean out like this, let those elbows come back. I'll show you from the side in a moment, and get a nice stretch this way. The head always above the heart and push up. So I'll show you the more advanced motion, dropping down, gives you an option right here. Nice stretch, you're going to stretch those hips out as well. You can drive those elbows in here and push up. Or the side view, for someone that maybe has an injury, you're going to just rest your hands right here. You're going to lean down forward and keep your body up. As you can see, my body's up. And I'm just leaning, but I can push off and get myself a good push. It's your call. It's your progression. It's your relaxation and elongation. As we drop down, we'll do this 2 more times. And then push up. Right there. Rest those hands. Slide them if you want. Out with your elbows, get more little hip flexion, and yes, now you look like a spider. And we're not spiders, but we're going to push up. And right here. So again, adaptation. And adapting to the routine. If you have an injury, just holding yourself here, get a nice stretch, try to really drive those elbows back, squeeze the scapulas, and elongate your spinal column, keeping the head up. Push back, take those hands right here, drop down to the floor. Nice stretch, push on up, or drop your hands down. Take those elbows, push into the end part of the knee, and then walk those hands out to here and lean forward even more. You're going to get a hip stretch as well and a back stretch, and you look like more like a spider. There you go. You're saying, Jesse, what the heck's going on? Well, that was it. That's relaxation and elongation number 5. Make sure you breathe. Make sure you hydrate, and enjoy the rest of your day as I walk those feet back in. Go to prayer mode. Namaste. Have a great day. Window, wall, floor, door. My heart, your heart, my screen, your screen. May that light beat. And your feet, and your feet. Peace.